2.
Cool.
And I had Sims 2. And oh my god, Sims 2 was so awesome. Because you could be an alien.
We are going to be reacting to
and you could move
Lamy Arts.
without like telling your sim to move. Like,
Lamy Arts.
And you can like, it was so awesome. But for some reason, I couldn't find out how to have a kid.
Okay, so we're gonna be reacting to Lamy Arts, and first off, we're gonna react to a creepy deep horror web source story. Here we go. Oh, not trying to get demonetized.
GTA and I'm about to freaking go to this strip club.
Creepy location. A creepy deep.
I was 26 years old, and I was unemployed. Feeling unfulfilled by the monotony of a job life, I decided I would try my hand at working from home. So my days and nights comprised me of surfing the internet for any jobs I could get. I was a big procrastinator, so more often than not, I'd stray away and waste time doing other things. One day, I came across talk about the deep web while on Reddit. I felt amused by the people talking about it as if it was something so scary.
Amused? Amused?
Oh, you're not
here. You wish.
And decided I'd look into it. It was stupid of me to go on it in the first place, but I made it even sillier by deciding to check it out late at night. It was about 2 a.m. and I came across a website where you could
he's dumb. He's dumb.
Chat with someone anonymously. The person I got was a woman. She was in her early 20s and very pretty. She sat with her head in her hands, looking playful into the webcam while batting her eyes.
Where?
This is like Amigo chat roulette. But
I had no desire to turn my camera on and started our chat, thinking that while I didn't come across anything scary, I could befriend this pretty girl. It sounded like a better deal anyway. She told me to turn the camera on, but I ignored that request and tried to get her to talk. She finally did after some prodding, but I noticed how guarded she was. I also noticed how after every message I sent, her eyes would look off camera, either to her side or somewhere behind her computer. After a while, it started getting annoying, so I asked her if someone else was there with her.
I want to see you first,
she said. Up until now, I'd been chatting while she'd answered my...
She says, I want to see you first. My boy, he asked if anybody was there, and then you see, what? This doesn't make any sense.
Questions verbally. I'm not that curious.
Don't be scared,
she said, laughing, this time looking behind the laptop again and making a face that seemed to indicate she was laughing at my expense with someone else.
Someone's there.
This is getting boring. It feels like I'm not just talking to you.
If someone was there, hold up. If someone was there and they're just avoiding your questions, I would get bored too.
That's because you're not. You're talking to all of us.
Who else is there?
Turn your camera on.
Is this a joke?
Yeah, it's a
Turn
joke.
it on.
Okay.
Totally.
I'll be leaving now.
Somebody's not behind the
Turn
camera.
on the camera.
Her laughter was almost piercing by now. There was nothing humorous about the situation, yet she threw her head back with riotous laughter.
Oh, what is that?
I'd had enough and moved the cursor over to turn the chat box off when I saw the cursor had jammed. The only thing that was working was the chat box, and I still had access to the keyboard.
Turn the camera on, sweetie.
Her gumdrop-filled voice was... The only thing that was working was the chat box, and I still had access to the keyboard.
Turn the camera on, sweetie.
One sec.
Oh my!
I'm back. This girl said, turn the camera on, sweetie. Oh my god. Are you sure about that? I ain't turning no camera on. I see you, but you ain't gonna see me. This is what she's doing. Hello. And then he types in something.
What do you mean by
What's up? How
aspiration?
you doing? And then she says, what is that?
Gumdrop-filled voice was louder than before, and I moved my gaze up to see her smiling toothfully at the camera. Her face still beautiful, but the smile completely fake. My computer's crashed. I can't see the screen.
Music.
Sorry.
Music.
I lied. I didn't want her to know I had no option but to chat. Her screen flashed before going blank. There was nothing there but a black screen. I felt relieved,
I'm out.
thinking that at least I didn't need to talk to her while I tried to figure out what happened to the screen. Just then, a chat message
Not trying to get you monetized.
popped up.
Open the damn camera.
The aggressiveness in the message frightened me. Now, the fact that I couldn't see her face while she typed this made me feel nervous. I didn't dare reply back, but then the cursor moved.
Ow.
I watched.
1 second, guys. I got to do this. Alright, my boys, I'm back. And let's continue this because it's gonna take like 3 years.
Shell-shocked as the cursor twirled around the screen.
Open the camera now.
I still didn't make a move. There was no way
If I'm
anything
not
good
opening
would
that
be
camera,
waiting for me
right?
if I did what she asked.
I mean, can't you just
The screen began flickering, as if a virus was causing the computer to writhe in agony.
Do you want me to find
I'm about to throw
you?
that
My
computer
heart
in the
raced.
trash.
Could
I'm
it be
about to
possible
get
she
my
knew where I
hammer and
was?
say, "Bop."
I started typing. Please stop bothering me.
Then turn on the fucking camera.
By this point, I
Oh,
thought she was some kind of sadist who got her kicks by scaring unassuming people in chat rooms.
break the
So I
computer.
obliged
It's
and
not
turned
like
the
you're gonna
webcam
get
on.
off that computer. Just break
I
the
saw my
computer.
frightened face staring into the screen.
Oh.
Judging by my face, my attempts at looking tough were painfully unsuccessful.
He's white.
I asked around for the girl looking straight into the camera, telling her I did what she wanted and to stop hacking into my computer. There were several seconds
Wait,
of silence.
if she's
I
hacking your
kept my stare
computer,
directed
she
to
would
the
be able
little
to turn
box
on
that
your
showed her camera
camera. So
feed, but it
what's
was
the
pitch
point?
black. I motioned into the camera in confusion, feeling as if she was messing with me now. Then, I saw another message.
Look here.
After a few seconds of staring at those words, I looked back at her camera, but my computer instantly malfunctioned, and I received another message.
Look here. Don't look up.
Show me.
The chat was filled with nonsensical gibberish. She typed with such ferocious speed, my screen
Hold up.
whirled away with her constant messages. I couldn't understand what was going on.
I'm trying to see if somebody's behind him.
It's like he has
My
a long
patience
face.
ran
It
thin,
looks like
and
it.
I wrote back, "What is this supposed to mean?"
No, I'm not gonna say
Her
it.
response came. I read only the letters in bold and shuddered. I looked back
up.
into her webcam, and I fell back into my chair, my eyes widening. She was back there. Her face looked completely demented. She had a savage expression, devoid of emotion. But her eyes were almost popping out of their sockets, and she was huffing as if she had extreme amounts of pent-up rage. The way she looked directly into the camera made me feel she despised me with all of her being. There was no amusement there anymore.
That's
Her camera went blank again. Then the chat popped up.
That's illegal.
My heart stopped again. For a split second, there had been the same blackness,
Send it to
only
me.
for the lights to come back on.
Ooh,
She wasn't alone anymore.
ooh, there's a
There was a
man right
man
there.
next to
He
her
looked
with
like
a black
Slender
mask
Man.
on.
I wish I was there.
He made no movements other than look into the camera like the girl. The girl's neck
Oh.
creaked to her side. It looked like it was causing her pain. And then the lights went out again. The chat resumed.
Up.
Oh, yeah, it is on the main channel. Oh yeah, his. Okay, so.
This time, I screamed in fright and fell off my
Yeah,
chair.
you know the picture I just.
There was another man with them now. He was standing next to the girl with the original one on
That's
the other
kinda what
side.
his hair kinda looks
This man had the same mask on, but his hands were grasping the girl's
like.
shoulders.
But he still has an undercut.
Even with the subpar quality of the webcam, I could see the force with which the man dug his hands into the girl. It looked like he could rip her in
Eyes are
two.
twitching.
The girl, however, had a huge grin on her face. Her eyes were mad with glee, or so it looked. Her teeth were perfectly lined up as her mouth spread into that toothy grin, but I could see she was in pain. Even with the smallest sign of her smile fading, the man clenched his hands even tighter than before, which made her smile even wider. All three of them were shaking, as if it was extremely cold where they were. After a couple seconds, I realized they were shuddering, like trying to hold back laughter. "What are you laughing at?" I yelled into the screen. They didn't answer, and continued to tremor with concealed hilarity. "What
This
is
is
so
weird.
damn funny?" I bellowed.
You.
He is thick.
They stopped shaking. Within a couple seconds, the screen went black again. When it turned back on, the man no longer grasped the girl's shoulder. Neither was she smiling. All three pointed into the camera. Upon a closer look, I understood that they weren't pointing at me. They were pointing
There's somebody
behind
behind
me.
you, bro.
I didn't need to look back. I could see myself in the webcam. There was someone peeking from behind me. It was another man in a mask. And according to what I saw on my webcam, he was with me in my room, right behind me. I turned around quickly, but saw nothing where I had seen him in the webcam. I turned back towards the screen and, to my bewilderment, saw a third man in the girl's chat box.
Oh.
It was the same man I had just seen standing in my room.
How did
Now,
he get there so fast?
All three had
Those
their
are some
hands on the
aliens,
girl
bro.
and were gripping tight. The girl wasn't laughing anymore. She had a look of utter devastation. A tear was dropping from her eye, but it wasn't just a tear. It was blood trickling down her eye socket. She then mouthed the words, "Help me," and the next second she screamed as if her lungs were being ripped off as the screen went black. I immediately got up and pulled the plug out of my computer and backed out of the room. For
You
a
should have
couple
done that
seconds, I swear I
before.
heard her screams, even though the computer was unplugged. The room went quiet, but I was too devastated to stay there and ran out of my house despite it being 3 a.m. I caught a cab and went over to my friends, who had to talk me down for an hour before I could be calmed. I returned back to my house with my friend a day later. Everything was the same, and after thoroughly checking around the house, we concluded that there was no one there, nor was there a sign of anyone ever having broken in. I've never gone back to the deep web. My friend suggested it might have been some prank by computer hackers, but the way that girl shrieked, the terror she had on her face, it convinced me she had been a victim herself. I'd wondered if I had stayed on for longer, if I would have become a victim too. Could those men have found me? Was there really someone in the room with me? There was nothing I could do, because
He
there
might
was
be
nothing
paranoid
concrete
if
to
he's seen
report
that
to the
person.
police. What I did do was throw the computer
That's
out and
what
buy a
I
new
should.
one.
You should have done
There
before.
was no way I could even open it back up after what happened.
Buy a new one, boy. Oh. I can't watch another.
Hey guys!
Oh. Okay, guys, it's been your boy Kingo YT. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment, and go to my Instagram and tell me what, DM me and tell me what y'all want me to do. Follow me on Instagram. Follow me on Snapchat at K_Williams Jr. 19, and my Instagram is Kingo YT. And yeah, see you later, alligators.
Get mad at me.